So not too long ago, I worked on this area with the intention of kind of working on the rest of the space, which I have been putting off. We can thank the painting for that, for sure. But let's go ahead and take a look at the before.
So that he's writing love letters to you with the same damn pen I used to use on the list of things we used to do. Is it true he's gonna marry you? We had so much left to figure out. These black ink dreams, they've all faded out. You erased our past and not just like that. I'm not the name after the heart on your whiteboard. Oh, this
So painting is finally done. I did want to stand in the natural light just so you have a good representation of the color as it is on the wall. So as you probably saw, I painted the entire room, including the shiplap wall. It was kind of sad to see the black go. I've been living with the black for a few years now, and I did like that contrast. So instead of it all being one color though, I kind of gave it a color splash with the Roycroft bronze green on the door, and I think it was a good call. Basically gave this whole room a day to dry before I actually started putting things back together and taking the tape off. So I kind of worked late into the night, and then I brought the rug in too. I absolutely love this rug. I think it's great, and I feel like it was a great deal. 7x10s are very hard to find under $100. I just happened to go to a discount store and it was $110 originally, but because they were doing a promotional sale, I ended up getting it for only $70. So we are almost to the point where we can go thrifting, but I do have one more small DIY project that I want to do, and that is for that wall right there. So I'm gonna attempt something that I really don't try to do anymore. I've tried for years to actually do artwork. I mean, it's just not my skill set. I like to sketch, but definitely not a painter. And what I decided to do was kind of take inspiration from my favorite piece that I thrifted. We're gonna save some money by doing some DIY art. That obviously solves my problem, as well as keeping the cost down. So I'm gonna quickly walk you through how I did this. So the DIY art is basically done. I'm just waiting for that to dry before I can put it together and put it on the wall. So with that being said, it's a perfect time to go thrifting.
Terrible things started happening when you walked away. So that's why I stay right here. 'Cause when all of my dreams seem so out of reach, you're crystal clear. You don't disappear, baby, no. getting a little bit out of control. The way you look so good without trying it out. And this addiction isn't good for my health, but I don't wanna spend another night by myself. Cause I know that I would be dumb to let you go. So why would I unfollow you when you're the only thing unhollow me? Why would I try to hide the truth when I feel so empty without you? So why would I unfollow you when you're the only thing unhollowing me? Why would I go and hide the truth when I feel so empty without you? When I feel so empty without you. When I feel so empty without.
So first and foremost, before we get into the thrift haul, there are a few honorable mentions. First of which is actually this little end table right here. I actually was looking to kind of change out some of the pieces to make this a little bit more cohesive. And luckily enough, I found this one. This was actually a roadside find. Honestly, it's a great vintage piece. In really good condition, has dovetail drawers. It is missing a knob, but that is no big deal to me. And love the detail on the front of the drawers. So I couldn't find a coffee table, which I was kind of looking for. That kind of actually worked out for the best. Surprisingly enough, it is actually pretty similar. Has the same kind of tones running through it, and I don't think I could have found a better setup if I did actually go with a different coffee table. So definitely a win, so happy, and it works so well in this room. The other thing I'm going to mention is my secretary desk. I really wanted kind of a statement piece in this area, but didn't want to spend a lot of money, and I managed to find this piece on Facebook Marketplace. I believe it was $65. I think it actually did at one point have a drop down lid, but for whatever reason it wasn't there. I actually like that. Sometimes I feel like when the drop leaf is closed, it loses its character. So I love seeing the visual of the slots and everything like that. All my vintage items can go on there. I really like it. The seller did say it was oak, and to my very novice eye, it does kind of look like tiger oak, so that would make sense. But truthfully, I'm really happy with it. It's got some storage on the top and bottom, and $65, don't think that's awful. So those were the honorable mentions. Now to actually get into the thrift haul though. So first up is this vase right here. This wasn't actually the first week I saw it when I went to the thrift store, but at the time that I did see it the first time around, it was $14.99, and I wasn't really feeling that price. But luckily for me, this day when I did go thrifting, the color tag was actually within the color tag sale. So I got this for $9 instead of paying $15. I am also a huge fan of pottery, so I am willing to spend more money when it comes to handmade pieces and uniquely shaped pieces, but this one was a large size, great for some large greenery stems. In my opinion, a good color as is. Definitely ties into the earthiness of the color scheme that I have going on in this room anyways. So yeah, all around a good grab. And $9 I thought was pretty good. Next up are these wood candle sconces. I do tend to go for brass candle sconces, but definitely wanted to add more warmth to this room and more textures. And this time around, I kind of wanted to implement more wood pieces as opposed to other things that I have been implementing in the past. Now, originally did have more of a red tone. I did, however, use black stain on it to kind of darken it. So if you see, this was actually their original color. So a little bit too red for the color scheme that I'm going in my room. So I ended up just putting one coat of stain on it and wiping it off when it dried a little bit. Luckily enough, I think that worked out perfectly. And these were only $2.99. A really good grab in my opinion for that price. Okay, next up is this glass piece right here. I've been actually very interested and have been collecting a lot of glass pieces. This one I actually really liked the shape of it. It was a little different. I also really love the lid of it as well. And the design is actually really pretty too. This piece I thought actually would be a good connecting piece to the crystal pieces that I have on my bar. So I wanted those pieces to flow into the living room as well. But I thought it would be a really great way to ground the two areas together, especially since I kind of did them at different times. A little pricey in my opinion. It was $5.99, but I still really love it. And one I really wanted to get to bridge the two areas of this room. Next up is this piece right here. So my initial reaction seeing this candle holder was, oh, that's interesting. And then I walked closer and I was like, ooh, I kind of like this. And that is how quickly I changed my mind on it. So I ended up picking this up. I think I've seen renditions of this a little bit more on the modern style, but I really loved the ring. Love this color too. I feel like usually I have to work really hard to make sure that the colors that I'm bringing in work with the color scheme that I have going on. In my experience, it was a little bit more effort than that. But when I found this, fell in love with the style of it, it just so happened to be the perfect color for this room. I'm just kind of over the moon. This one was a little bit more pricey than what I would have liked it to be. It was $7.99. But honestly, it was something that I felt like this living room needed. It was definitely something that I wanted, so I picked it up. So I had a feeling that art was just not going to work out for me. I needed a big piece over here, which is why I ended up doing the DIY artwork. And my intuition was right. I found some good pieces that were decently sized, but I just didn't feel like anything that I found worked for the space. Since I'd settled on the DIY art, I was kind of fine if I didn't find anything. However, I managed to find some few small pieces. First one is this felt artwork piece. I'm definitely drawn to florals and things of that nature when it comes to like vintage style pieces. So when I found this one, I thought this would be great. Was kind of worried about the color, kind of just throwing off everything because my couch is so cool toned, but seeing it now together, I don't think it actually clashes as much as I thought it would. So I'm kind of happy that worked out that way. But it's a very cute texture piece. I love it. And this one was only $2. Yeah, I think it works. And keeping in line with artwork, I also found these two pieces. As I mentioned earlier, was kind of worried about the color scheme, you know, with the old style paper kind of being a little too clashy with the couch. But I ended up deciding to go with them anyways because I did really like the pictures. I thought they were beautiful. And my thought was originally to paint these frames. Again, seeing in the space though, I feel like I was worried for nothing. Apparently my memory is not that great because I did not realize all these wood tones would actually be matching. Felt like they were 50 shades of varying wood. Now these were $4.99. Not a bad price in my opinion for these two pieces. Honestly, the vintage floral artwork is something that I don't easily pass up when I do find. And last but not least is actually a floor lamp that I thrifted. I have been searching for a very long time for a floor lamp ever since I thrifted the one for my dining room. Now this one is a little bit more different. Doesn't exactly have the character that the other one did. However, it is still a really cute vintage one. I love the fact that it is a swing arm floor lamp and the shade is actually very pretty too. Now this one was actually only $10 and I was really happy to find a floor lamp for that price. Usually I see them around $20 in thrift stores or more, depending on what condition and shape they're in. Happy to grab that for sure. I definitely felt like this room needed it. So that is it for the thrifting items. We still have a lot to do. So I think I'm gonna call it a night, but in the morning, we're gonna start with this couch. So I'll be showing you guys the pillow covers and then we'll work on the rest of the room using these thrifting pieces. Okay, so let's talk pillows. Pillows can get very expensive if you really go high end. So my thought process was like, splurge on a few, save on the rest. In my opinion, you can have a high-end looking couch with a few good pillows, and then you can fill in the gaps with more affordable pillows. But because in this room, I want to add a lot of pattern, I really tried my best to kind of incorporate pattern that is more subtle, but it's still very noticeable and eye-catching. Let me go get that. And so this pillow cover I had for a really long time, and I just used an old pillow to kind of insert in, but because the zipper was broken, I did have to sew it. So, I mean, yeah. I tried. It got a little bit better, but then I just started screwing it up again. So I am fully aware of my subpar skills, and whenever I get into the mindset that I think I'm better than I am, life has a way of humbling me. So as you can see, I still need to put my new sconces on. I had to touch up the area. I'm waiting for that to dry. And after that, it's basically just putting everything back together and styling up.
You ready?
Yep. Woo! It worked.
Some days I can't get out of my bed. Some days
I'm really happy with this transformation. It has to be my favorite to date. Big furniture pieces were obviously things that I had to work with despite the fact that I wanted to go a little bit more vintage. So obviously color palette, the things that I paired it with, and the things that I thrifted, fortunately they all came together to help create this vision while still maintaining the pieces that I already had instead of starting anew. So if you like videos like this, definitely make sure you stick around. We have more coming. So the next one we're going to be working on is actually a bedroom, and it needs a lot of help. But I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for thrifting and making over this room with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!